Welcome back to Teen Titans Classics, New Teen Titans Era. In this episode, we're going over issues 19 and 20 and the first issue of the miniseries Tales of the Teen Titans. Tales of New Teen Titans. Oh, that's right, from Twitter. First up, issue 19. Featuring a guest star appearance by Hawkman. Yep. Yeah, the issue starts off with Cyborg in Central Park, basically soaking over what happened early on with the whole thing with Deathstroke and how he's trying to stay away from Sarah Sims. This lasts for about a page, and then we cut away to India, where this guy, excuse me, it's Carter Hall. But this is the alien Hawkman. This is, at this point, this is Earth 1. This is before Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yep. So, yeah, there was this thing that says, oh yeah, I heard the Riddler stole $5 million. Yeah, Carter just visiting the place. And we cut away to some prison. It's New York State Penitentiary, where we see Dr. Light wants to, basically at this point in time, it says, it says emulation with his town, like he's emulated by the Atom, and he manipulates this light in his cell to use that to escape from prison. Then he goes to one of his bases of operations in New Jersey, puts on his Dr. Light outfit, and just sits around. Though I keep wondering why doesn't bring back the Fatal Five, but nope, just by himself. And he flies away when he sees something to steal. He breaks into this museum, steals the item, and then we cut away to Wonder Girl and Starfire flying throughout the city, which is something they do frequently. And they go back to, and they fly to Titan's Tower, and everyone just talks for a bit. Yeah, and everyone's like how Raven's sad about something, she doesn't really talk about it. Of course, Robin tries to basically comfort her, and she just sort of erases memory of the things, like going to sleep, like she slipped away, and of course, Dr. Light basically goes to the museum, breaks in, knocks a couple guards, and then Carter Hall switches to Hawkman. Yeah, the awesome Hawkman, and he just fights Hawkman for a few pages. And then it turns out the device he's trying to steal unleashes these creatures. Yeah, very weird. He escapes from it. He gets away from the museum, but the creatures follow him, and then the Titans, and then we cut away to Titan's Tower, where Beast Boy and Cyborg are talking. They get alert, and then of course all the Titans get summoned, and of course apparently the alert is basically Dr. Light's coming to their tower, and of course Dr. Light gets knocked out very easily by Cyborg, just one sock to the face. Yeah, and of course ends up in the arms of Donna Troy. They hold him tight. Like, what are you up to now? He says he's always running scared. Yeah, identity crisis really screwed him up. Yeah, and of course trying to figure out why, and of course there's these creatures attacking the city, and Dr. Light wants to protect these creatures, and then of course Donna goes out, and of course Titans go out and fight these creatures. Yeah, and they go pretty much almost this whole issue just like a fight scene, and of course you have Dr. Light get knocked out by Robin again. Of course they team up with Hawkman. So some good artwork by George Perez. In terms of this whole thing is caused by these lenses, which send them back, which turns these gods to stone, and Dr. Light takes us back to prison, and of course the epilogue is saying looks like Deathstroke. Oh, it's the Riddler. The Riddler was caught. Yeah, it kind of looks like Deathstroke in a way, but yeah. Then of course we have another epilogue where Terry Long is meeting with Sarah Sims. This issue was actually pretty decent for what it was, but I'll get more of my thoughts later. Next, we cut to issue 20, where we see, looks like, I think this is supposed to be Wally. Yeah, Wally West, just writing a letter to his parents. that's really the whole point of this issue. Basically, it just talking about various things that happen. Like there's this one guy called the Dampener. Yeah, apparently some kind of enemy of Wally's, and Titan just counter him throughout this issue. Yeah, I don't want to talk about much of this issue. This issue is actually well written. It just a day in the life of Titans. That's simply all the issue 19 is. It's pretty decent. So you get a chance to see a birthday party for Victor Stone, aka Cyborg. Everybody just talks. Lots of dialogue. Kid Flash goes after the Dampener. And of course they later on stop the Dampener. I don't want to talk much about this issue. It's a pretty decent issue for what it is. Yeah, it's okay. And of course he gets the Dampener gets sent to jail, and of course his father, and of course the Dampener's father shoos him out. And of course Wally sends out the letter. Stuff like that. And then we have sort of a parody story where this one guy basically called Boris, and they go to someplace they go meet with Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Yeah, it's a nice little funny story. Yeah, just trying to get new stories. And then we cut away to Tales of the Teen Titans. New Teen Titans #1, Cyborg, which pretty much the whole point of this issue, it's Victor Stone's origin story. Yep. We see that, and these are told like in various series of stories. Now, this miniseries features only 4 members of Teen Titans in origin stories: Cyborg, Starfire, Changeling, aka Beast Boy, and Raven. No for Wonder Girl because they're going to have one later, and Robin. So they're in the, I think this is supposed to be the Grand Canyon, I think it is. Yeah, they fly there, and of course they all just have some food and stuff like that. And then we have Victor Stone telling his origin story, like how his parents were were brilliant scientists, but neglectful a bit, kind of ignore him. Like Victor Stone was a genius even before he became even before he got his mechanical parts. And of course, showing up more eating. Of course, Victor tells more about his origin story, like how when he was young he just he sneaked out of life because his parents kept him in Star Labs for most of his life. Start breaking stuff, and he gets briefly arrested, and of course he gets to go home, and of course he gets to apologize. And then and then he shows a montage of him, various sports he participated in, him falling in love with his first girlfriend, who does appear a bit earlier on. And of course, Silas is upset that he's falling behind again in his studies. He's going again behind in his studies. Running around and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's a common trope. It's a common thing in this story where, common thing prior to Silas Stone's death, where Victor and his father basically did not get along with each other. Heck, it's even that way in the New 52. Talk about some gang he gets involved with. He gets stabbed, and of course his father is upset about it. His mother just walks away, and you have to read the story to understand. You probably have to get a chance to read the story. I don't want to spoil every single little detail. And of course, we get to the actual origin story where Victor is visiting his father at Star Labs. And of course, some explosion which encompasses him, and his father goes put him through the complex surgery, and he becomes Cyborg. And of course, Victor said hates his father, and of course, there's a montage of him basically slowly get acclimated to of him getting used to having the cybernetic parts. And then we have of course, some people getting afraid of Victor, basically his appearance. Everyone's shocked, and of course he's still ticked off at his father about this. He walks away, stuff like that. Yeah, of course he does some tests, tries to see some stuff, and of course tries to see his girlfriend, sees a picture of his girlfriend, puts on his cybernetic parts. and goes out, becomes a vigilante, and stops a bunch of criminals, probably his old gang that he was briefly running with. And of course he stops a bomb, and then the issue kind of ends basically him falling off, and basically kind of leads to how he first met up with the Teen Titans back in the first issue. So overall, what I think of these issues, 18 I thought was a pretty decent issue, especially appearance by Hawkman. 19 was a pretty decent ation. 20 was just simply a filler issue. And of course, this first issue just explaining his origin story, like his backstory, what stuff that led up him becoming Cyborg, like prior to him getting his cybernetic parts. It's a pretty good origin story, and as far as I can tell, it's pretty much somewhat intact. Even by New 52 standards, it's still somewhat intact, despite some changes here and there, but the origin story is still pretty much the same. So, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for episode 10, where I'll go over issues 2 through 4 of Tales of New Teen Titans. Okay? Until then, see you there. Bye.